So, Coach, there must be some added confidence when you're going up against a club who you haven't conceded any goals against. Does the playoffs make any difference, or is this something that you'll be able to continue throughout this game?
I think there will be some confidence, but I'm just not sure it's because we haven't conceded against this group. I think it'll be more so because we've had some good results here at First Tennessee Park now. The way the game went at the weekend and the way that the guys played and the confidence that they played with, I do think that this game against Indianapolis will be very different to the league games. We both know that if there's not a result in the space of 90 or 120 minutes, then it's got to be, it's got to be concluded on Saturday. So it gives it a different edge, but it's been a good venue for us. We're absolutely delighted with the way that the fans got behind us at the weekend, and hopefully, we'll see something similar.
Particular parts of their performance against New York that showed up to you on film, something that you didn't see throughout the season that maybe you're paying more attention to?
I thought it looked a really tough game for both teams. The conditions didn't look good. The stadium that they played at was somewhere I've actually been with a previous team, which is outdoors, which will be very different for the Indy group. But I think the conditions in the main, the wind looked very strong. It was pouring down the rain, and for the most part it looked quite a scrappy and difficult affair. So I'm sure they'd be delighted to have found that all-important goal and got past a very good New York side, because that group had some bodies in it that they'd pushed down to the USL group again. So they'll be pleased with that. They'll be confident with their result, and it goes without saying it's going to be a very tight and difficult game, and we've got to be at our best.
We've seen more of a consistent group over the last couple of games. What goes into training ahead of a playoff game when you kind of have more of your first choice group sorted out?
A lot of reinforcing of areas of our own game. There was some very encouraging signs again at the weekend. I think when you're creating chances, aside the 3 goals that we scored, there were probably another 3 or 4 good opportunities. The goalkeeper did ever so well with a couple late on. I think he made a wonderful save early on from I don't know whether it was Allen or Taylor coming in at the back post. So we're creating opportunities. The side looks very positive, as you might expect. There's an energy and a real appetite about the game. I honestly thought it looked as it should do. It was a cup game. It's a one-off occasion, and you've got to give it everything you got, and we'll expect that Indy will do the same, but they should expect that we will give nothing less than 100% come the weekend.
Good.
Perfect.
So what have you guys been doing specifically to prepare for Indy after they beat New York Red Bulls? What did you see in that game that you want to be prepared for?
I think it's gonna, we've played them twice this year. I think the last game they played the same formation. I think it's just gonna, obviously, the tactics, formations, gonna play a big part into the game. But at the same time, it's one of those games where, it's not the same compared to during the season, where you can get a tie. So I think we're gonna have to, do our best to get a win this weekend.
And congratulations on winning Offensive Player of the Year last night. That's a big deal. How does that act as some extra motivation to make sure that you get the offense going on Saturday and be that leader, that number 10?
I think for me, it's obviously happy for the accolades. It's a nice thing to put in the dress at home or whatever. But I think I still have a job to do. My objective is obviously coming into this year was to win the Eastern Conference, and obviously win the championship, and I'm happy that we're still in track, and I'll keep doing my best to help the team.
And all 3 goals that you guys scored last Saturday, they were all so different, coming from different angles and different ways. What does that say about your offense that you guys are so versatile?
I think, you look, even when Rios went through a little bit of a drought, we're still managing to get a goal. I think you have guys like Papa, guys like Allen, guys like Taylor. Taylor scored a goal against Louisville, even though he doesn't score as many. But I think it shows that offensively we've gelled well this year. And it doesn't matter who we play against. I think we'll do our best to get a goal or two.
And obviously there is some pressure heading into Saturday, considering it's a survive and advance kind of situation. But how has the team's attitude been in training this week leading up?
It's been great. It's been great. I think everybody's pumped up. I think the last 4 or 5 games of the regular season, you've seen us obviously push for a win. And I think that's the mentality that we've been taking to these playoff games. The last game was the same. First 10 minutes, we got a goal. And I think that's what we're gonna try to do against Indy.
How do you feel your distribution's been this year? I know Justin Davis had that amazing cross into Daniel that resulted in the goal. You personally have had some great assists too. What does that distribution say about the midfield and how you're working?
Yeah, I think I think the biggest thing obviously it's you look at last year. Personally, I think it's time to build a team. This year we brought back over 80%, 60% of the guys, and me, JD. There's been a good connection. Taylor, whoever, other guys that have came in, they've actually done well to gel with us, and I think it's a testament of obviously. The longer you are together, the better the connection. We've had good set pieces because I know, if I put the ball there, Robapa or Ken or whoever, Lasso, we could get it. And I think that's been a key factor for us.
You guys got your first playoff win last week in club history. Does that do anything for you in terms of preparation, like calming nerves, knowing that you just won a playoff match before you get into your next one, or is it just preparing for another match?
No, I think it's just preparing for another match. We have 3 more games. But at the same time, we still have to take one game at a time. But at the same time, I feel like, winning your first game by 3-1, I think it's a big boost, But at the same time, you don't want to get content or get overconfident. I think we just have a job to do, one game at a time.
Indy obviously did a really good job defending against a newer team that's scored a lot of goals this season. Do you think they did? Was there anything specific that you saw in how they defended, and how do you feel like they're?
No, I think at this time, Ben, I have a lot of confidence in our guys. I think offensively, like Kelly said, offensively, I think we've been looking very good. So it doesn't matter who we're playing against. If we will create chances. It's just a matter of can we finish? By creating chances, I feel like we've been doing well in terms of creating chances.
So you were here for the second game against Indy. Did a really good job keeping a clean sheet. And also kept a clean sheet in the first one. How do you feel like you just have to go into this one to keep them off the board?
Yeah, I think we need to kind of keep doing what we have been doing. We've been successful in the past, 5, 6, 7 games. We've earned a handful of clean sheets in the last month or so. Saturday was a little unfortunate for obvious reasons, but I think it starts at the top. I think if you noticed on the game Saturday that our pressure came from right off the back. Matt Lagrasso won the ball that led to the first goal to Lebo. So having that pressure high up the field kind of makes the defending a lot easier for us. We may look great at the end of the day if we get the clean sheet, but in reality, it's that first line of pressure that really helps us. So I think if we come out of the gates flying, be on the front foot and kind of enforce ourselves, kind of impose our game, and let them know that this is our place, that we run it, it'll change the dynamic.
Kind of on the flip side, you and Jimmy have been pretty crucial to the attack and just your distribution from the back. What do you feel like you guys have to do to break down an Indy team that obviously just kept New York scoreless?
Yeah, I think simplicity. Simplicity always prevails, especially from the center back position. I think when teams give you a chance to play a bit more, you get a little more confident. You start doing little things maybe a little too ambitious. But for us, it's just keeping it simple, giving the ball to the guys in front of us that can play make, the Bolus, the Derek Jones, the Lebos, Rapapas, Allens, whoever it may be. Giving the ball to them, letting them create some magic, do their creativity thing. But for us, it's just simple, keeping it moving, keeping the ball simple, a lot of communication, and let the guys figure out the rest.
That's on the technical side, but on the mental side, the fact that Nashville hasn't conceded a goal against Indy at all in 2019, does that have anything, especially for you and Jimmy in the back and even Matt in goal, does that have anything in mentally maybe give you more confidence, or is it something that you can't necessarily pay attention to because it's the playoffs?
Don't really pay attention too much. It is definitely a factor. I think maybe Indy thinks about it maybe more than we do. Maybe they haven't had the success scoring that they've wanted to have. But for us, it's the idea is to be a fortress. Don't let anybody come through us, and if they try to, we just shut it down. But you get a clean sheet, you can't lose a game. I guess playoffs are a little bit different going in with extra time and PKs. But if we do our job, we know we give the guys in front of us a chance to win the game.
getting one playoff win out of the way, does that do anything in terms of like changing your mentality before, like in preparation for the next game, or is it just preparing for another game like usual?
Yeah, it's maybe it's a little less pressure for a new club. Second year in a row in the playoffs, getting that first playoff win at home is huge. But it's just momentum at this point. We know that we've been in good form, we've been in a good run. We understand that it's 3 games to win the cup, but it's 1 game at a time. So it comes down to just ironing out those wrinkles and being the better team at the end of the day.